What's up, my beautiful and amazing brothers and sisters out there? Lemon Guava's here. We're in Zone 8B, North Florida. And you hear so much about fertilizer shortages. Guys, there is no fertilizer shortage. There's a knowledge shortage. That's what it is. You see, these industry giants, these big corporations, they'll have you believe in anything. They'll have you believing you need a chemical concoction to protect you from some mysterious thing floating around in the air. They'll have you believing that you need to buy their chemicals to keep your trees alive. Well, let me tell you, there's no better fertilizer than what you're looking at. Cantaloupes, tomatoes, lettuce, celery, watermelons, onions. Yeah, but Thomas, you're going to have fruit flies. No, I'm about to cover all this up with leaves. There won't be no fruit flies. It'll rot down and look, I'm in zone 8. Unprotected bananas. Unprotected. No protection whatsoever. These bananas took 20 Fahrenheit. Didn't freeze to the ground. Nothing. There's some more fertilizer. Cardboard. Lay that cardboard over it. Well, Thomas, you got trash in your garden. No, that's cardboard. I use anything I can as fertilizer. Here's my pawpaw trees. What do you see? Coconut hulls, eggshells. Now, I didn't eat the eggs, but whatever they give me, I take it. Oranges. Develop a relationship with your local grocery stores if you can. Now, some of them might not do it because they're scared of their insurance and scared of getting sued and this and that and the other. But try to talk to some people in the produce section. See what days of the week they throw the scraps away. They're unsold produce. There's no use in it going to waste. It's free fertilizer. It's the best fertilizer. It's organic fertilizer. And guess what? Not only are you feeding your trees, you're getting free plants. Most of my plants I get for free just from the scraps that I throw around the trees. Look, free cantaloupes. Oh, I forgot to show you over here. Oh, that's my malanga, Puerto Rican malanga. It's a root crop. Look, there's cherry amoya seedlings popping up. See it? 3 free cherry amoya trees right there. Or you can go online and pay $80, $100, $200, whatever they charge for them these days. Sorry about that noise. My boots are wore out. Look at that. Look at this. This is a satsuma tree. What's under it? 1, 2, 3, 4 white sapotes. It's simple. You don't have to stress and, plant it at this time and do this and do that. Just throw it out in the yard. It'll grow or it won't grow. Look at that. Tamarindo seedling growing. And I know you see a little water running there. I usually try not to water anything. I know a lot of people tell you, oh, you got to keep the water to them. Look, watermelons, coconuts, watermelons, lettuce, dried up watermelons. Look at all these pineapples that are popping up. Free pineapple plants. How can you go wrong? Artichoke plant. Free artichoke plant. And the thing is I can scrape any of this stuff over and you would be amazed at all the bugs and living life in here. This soil is alive. Bugs just scattering everywhere. And like I said, I try not to water anything. I try to push these trees. I want them to push their roots as deep and as far as they can. Why not just water them, Thomas? Well, what you gonna do when the grid goes down? Oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. Hey, it may never go down. I hope it don't. Oh, moringa. But what if it does? What you gonna do? You just seen them shut the entire world down. You couldn't go shopping. You couldn't go to church. You couldn't go do anything. Who's to say in a few years they won't say that people like us are the problem? They're brainwashing these children so much in schools, they'll have them thinking growing your own food is causing, what do they call it now? Climate change. It was global warming when I was a kid, but they changed that because we kept having such record cold years that it didn't fit the narrative. So they had to change it to where it's just climate change. If it gets hot, it's a problem. If it gets cold, it's a problem. And yes, things are different, guys, and I don't want to get too deep down the rabbit hole here, but look up. Oh, they can't do that, Thomas. Sure they can. Take a magnet and put some metal beside it and see what the metal does around the magnet. Well, look, what happens if you spray millions and millions and millions and millions of tons of nanoparticulates, metal nanoparticulates, aluminum, barium, strontium? What happens if you spray that in the sky and then you turn on one of these big cell phone towers they see and you pulse electromagnetic radiation at it? Wow, look at that giant rabbit. Where's he at? That's a big rabbit. I seen his babies out there earlier. So sure, there's so many things going on, guys, and I ain't trying to depress you or stress you. And I don't want no bad karma for telling people things that they're not ready to hear. So I ain't going to dive too much into it. I'm just going to tell you that you need to be ready at all times for anything. That's one of the main reasons I grow everything I grow. Not only do I want my family to eat quality, nutritious, ripe fruits and vegetables that I know what's on them and where they came from and how they're grown, but I want independence. I want to be free. I don't want to be a slave to the grocery store. When they shut down everything, me and my wife rejoiced. It was the best time ever for us. We loved it. Just didn't have to go to work. Man, I got so much done around the yard. But if I was cooped up in an apartment somewhere, I would have been miserable. I'd have probably, we used to say, committing Harry Gary. Go look at these little persimmon trees. Oh yeah, look at that. Another free avocado tree. I got like 20 of them. This is the celestial fig here. And this is the Black Mission. I just planted that. It was so tiny. Figs grow really fast. I recommend everybody, if you're just starting out, this is the Texas Everbearing. If you're just starting out growing fruit trees, I would get figs, mulberries, and persimmons. They're pretty much fail-proof in my opinion. This is the Japanese raisin tree. I hadn't gave an update on it. It's been in the ground for almost 2 years now, guys. These are some very slow-growing trees. The Japanese raisin tree. I'll have plenty of grapes. Unfortunately, you're not going to see big clusters because we don't grow those here in Florida. Our weather won't allow it. We can only grow the muscadine. Well, I take that back. They're starting to come out with some newer, improved varieties. And here's two of them. These are very small vines, but look, this one's got two bunches on it. Excuse the mess. Hard work keeping all this maintained. You can see them a little better on this side. Not as much foliage. But we're gonna have plenty of grapes. And man, there's nothing better than fresh squeezed grape juice. Buy you a juicer. You can't go wrong with a juicer, man. Because eventually you're gonna have so much fruit you can't eat it all. So juice it. You can drink it. You can drink way more than you can eat. And guess what? All that stuff that's left over from juicing, best fertilizer in the world. But they're literally everywhere in here. Wish I could get in there and see better, but I like to keep them big and bushy like this because it kind of hides them from the birds. Here's another little banana sugar cane patch I just started. Sugar cane popping up. Pull these weeds before they take over. But look at that, guys. Just throwing scraps. 2 free cantaloupes already. And it's loaded with blooms. Look at that. Just a random tomato plant. I mean, it's too easy. It's just too easy not to grow your own food. I got to prune the big loquat back. And the secret to this, if you live in a place with hard freezes like we got here, I mean, most of the year it's 70, 80, 90 degrees, but we do have some hard freezes a couple nights a year. But if you'll trim these back, the lowest ones, and leave the upper ones hanging over, that'll protect them from the frost that's falling. Because I've learned, and I'm no genius at this, but I just go by experience. Your cold ain't as dangerous